Do you want me to be doing this as you're doing it, or just kind of watching what you're doing and taking
Just watch.
notes, sort
Yeah,
of a
just
thing?
watch what I do and take any notes you have, and then I will get the video of this call to you, and that way you'll be able to go through things again if you need to. And this should
Yeah.
follow along pretty well with the instructions I gave you guys already. Um, so to get into the back end of your site, you just do your URL and then /admin.
What had happened was, and I'll be brief, but
Hmm.
I, I think I got rid of a page that you had made, which was like the I think featured inventory page,
Okay.
and because we wanted to have it be like a new arrivals page, but I think when I made it a different type of page. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I wasn't
Got
able
it.
to do the same things that you did, and
Yeah. That,
I was
yeah.
gonna.
That, gotcha. Well, let's look at it then.
So I tried to follow the instructions again, but I was all messed up by that point.
All right. All right. Well, let's see. You got your home page, and that's the sliders there. Okay. Inventory. So it's new arrivals, but you got rid of the other page. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I made the page the wrong type of page, probably.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That
I did
looks like.
find the information on here where you can go in and it can like kind of tell you what everything is and whatnot, but we
Hmm.
determined it was going to take too long for me to figure all that out
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this.
on my
Let's
own.
go ahead and create a proper page. Let's get rid of this new arrivals so that we can rename it the proper thing. So we're just gonna, and just so you know how to do this, if you need to, I think you probably already figured it out since you got rid of the other page. But if you right click, hit delete, and we'll delete that page.
Yeah, I mistakenly did that, thinking that I had knew what I was going to be doing. But
Yeah. All right. So let's go back on, and so this is going under inventory again.
hmm
Okay. All right. So what we want to do is click the plus sign, and we're going to create a new page. And we are going to create a, I think it's an articles page. Let's see. Don't want nested. Yeah, I want this one. And what was the name of the page you wanted? I forgot. I just should have copied that.
new arrivals, I think is what we were going to call it.
Okay. All right. I'll save that. All right. And then you can click and drag this up here, which is where I assume you want it. So what
That's
we
fine.
want, okay. So we want to go to the design tab. Okay. So we have an article repeater. Okay. And so that's, I don't know if you have the design tab on your admin or not. Probably not. We kind of try to keep that away from most folks. Not that we don't trust people, but people have unfortunately made some pretty bad errors.
Do more damage than they do good.
Yeah. I had a guy that we did and kind of an IT guy. We have a site for a small town up in the mountains of North Carolina, and um, he obliterated quite a bit of his site by accident. So it's like, okay,
Yeah, let's just take that option away from it.
yeah. Sorry, man. Anyway, so here's the article repeat.
Hope I'm not quite there yet.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good. And hold on just a sec here. I gotta check some things. Okay. Sorry, someone's messaging me, my boss.
Oh, it's all right. I got as much time as you can give me, so.
Well, I actually do have another call at 10, and I have to do some updates for something at probably about 9:30, 9:40. So but let me just show you how to do this. Okay, so
hmm
this page is it's got an article repeater on it. So that means it has to have articles underneath. And the reason we chose articles is it's got a lot of the parts that you need to show items. So here's what we'll do. We'll go do new arrivals, and then you notice how it's highlighted.
Yeah.
And so if you had the plus sign to add something new, it will go under that because it's highlighted.
Got it.
Okay, then we hit article. We're just going to do test item, and we're going to release it today. And this is a test product. We'll upload a file. Oh, okay, we're going to sell some nice old frying pans. Okay, because I'm doing a personal and estate sale for my wife's family. Got some old frying pans. They were got one from the 1880s.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I started posting this stuff, and like immediately 5 people asked me about the frying pans. Like, might want to check how much these are worth. So it's kind of crazy. I've been getting asking price on all of them. They were in the $80 to $90 range.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll do this. So, and then we'll hit save. Okay, so now we have a test item here. And if everything, and sometimes the articles pages are kind of a pain. I might have to have IT look at it to make sure everything's working properly. But yeah, so there's your item. Okay. So if you preview it, yeah, see there it is. But then you can get the jewelry and all that kind of stuff over here. Okay, click on it.
So if you wanted to add multiple items, would you have to do another item and it would branch down under the test item? Each one would be its own thing, or can you just keep adding on that same?
You can do what you want to do is just add on the same page. I'll show you, and it'll be a list of them. I can't remember how many it shows. Well, I'll have to look. Maybe 6, but we can update that if you want. I don't want to go too many because it makes the page look weird. Let's see. We can add the dresser. That was a big file. Okay. All right. Publish it now. And so you can hit the save and create another. See how that works? And it just opens up the same thing, and you can just add another. Do now. And then we can do this old sewing machine. Yeah, we have a sewing machine from 1957. Still in perfect order.
That's interesting. A lot of that old stuff you can find.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it had been well used and well maintained. Found the value on it was $480. Yeah. And we got a lady in Carborough that's interested in buying it. She's looking at it today. My sister-in-law lives in Hillsboro, so she's taking it to her to look at. So say you got all your, if you go over here to the preview.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah, it lines them all up there. Let me show you something really quick.
Were you saying that there's a maximum of 6 things we can put on each page?
I think before it paginates. So let's look. To go back to the edit thing. I don't think you have the design thing, but let me show you what.
You're going to check that real quick?
Yeah, you can.
Would that be a problem if I don't have that?
It's not a problem. It's actually probably a good thing that you don't have it. Nothing personal, but it's probably a good thing because I get what you're in the. It means you have the right permissions. Let's see. Okay, so see right here, it's 10. So it will show 10 items before it paginates to the next page. So number 11 would show on the.
Oh, does that mean that you'd have to click like the next page button to get to the rest of them or something?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So you probably don't want to go. 10 is probably actually high.
Yeah, that seems like enough.
Let's make it 7, honestly, because people don't like to scroll through that many things. Save and close. And there'll be an automatic. There'll be buttons down here at the bottom that automatically appear once it hits that magic number, so they can click back and forth on the page to get those. So.
Yeah, I don't think I do have that design thing. I just checked. I don't think it's there.
Yeah, and and all that means is you have the proper permissions to do the things you need to do on the site. But this is set up properly to, yeah, it had been broken. We went from we jumped from version 7 to version 10, and a couple of things broke, including these repeaters, but we've fixed those. So this is now working properly on all the sites now, so which is really good.
But I should be able to do this without having that design thing.
Yep, yeah, you absolutely do not need that. I was just checking this to make sure it was set up properly, is all. And like I said, 10 is a lot on a page because you have to scroll all the way to the bottom. So are you clear on how to do this part then? Pretty simple?
Well, I mean, as long as it's recorded and I can go back and look at it, yeah. I mean, it doesn't look too hard.
Yeah, I mean, let me show you the instructions are the same. I gave you all this. So, yeah, you just have to remember this is different.
Let's say I wanted to, if we're going back to the original tree over here on the left, home, about us, inventory.
Yep.
And under inventory, let's say I wanted to add another, computers, musical instruments, video games. Let's say I want to add another one of those.
Okay. Just go to inventory.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we're going to, and so do you want it set up? Let's see, jewelry has it set up. How did we have this? This is, so we had a jewelry page, right? And I think, did you add this one or did I?
That's something else I was messing around with. I was going to try and make individual ones for like rings, bracelets, earrings, whatever like that.
All right. So did you set this one up or did I with the columns? I can't remember.
I think this was like this. I didn't do anything to that really.
Okay, cool.
I just changed the name of it up there.
Okay, got it. All right. So, so this is pretty simple. So if you wanted to add another page under here for like necklaces,
exactly.
So we could do that. We get the plus sign, and we want to add another page, and probably.
So wait a minute.
Go back. Okay.
I would want to add, just like you said, page menu. That's how you'd add another page, and then under that you'd add articles to that page.
Well, and what we had done here, let me show you. This is slightly different. So we're going to hit the back button. Let me show you what we did here. We want to add a page menu, and like we did for new arrivals, that was a page menu item. Okay. So under jewelry, so this, and you can tell the difference here. You see the rings is actually a page and not an article by the icon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, so if we want to add another page under jewelry, we're going to hit the plus sign, which we've already done, and we'll do the page menu item. And what we did for the rings is we went down to templates with editable regions, and I added a 2-column page. There's multiple pages pages with editable regions you can add. Okay, so if you wanted to do that again. We'll just call it necklaces and save. Okay, now you have a new page, and this is just like a Word document now.
Okay.
Yeah, you just put in. So you got your editor up here. You can add links. You can add images. I probably wouldn't do tables because you have a site that is mobile friendly. And yeah, honestly, I don't know why they allow tables. So
you're saying that's pretty much incompatible with the mobile stuff?
It's not totally incompatible, but it doesn't look good, as good as it should. And you're going to find this on because the table doesn't necessarily resize itself properly with the text and everything.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's probably best not to use a table, but you could definitely add an image here. So let's see.
Yeah, if I wanted to, I could just use those 2 columns and add images and text to them, like here's this thing, here's this thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll just do a couple here really quick. So so we'll do.
As far as I'm concerned, I would do every one of them like this. This seems to be the simplest one if it's, like you said, like a Word document.
Yep, absolutely. So then you can make, if this is too big, you can make it smaller. You just right click the image. And then here you can adjust the size and it'll do the ratio for you. if you don't click that button. So let's make him, let's say 300, and see how it adjusted the height as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and then you could
right, old frying pan next to it.
yeah. Just Wagner. Let's see, Wagner frying pan, pre-60s, pre-1960s, etc. Okay, and then you can add another image below it.
Yeah, we don't even have to keep going through this if it's like you said, if it's like the Word document, but to add the images, just go up there to the right.
Yeah, and
that little picture
and you can add text above it. See, this is actually, the text on this is actually from the image. But let me just give you a hint. It's actually easier to add the text first because of the way the editor works, then add the image.
Gotcha.
And then that way your text will be above the image. And then you could bold it. You can make it a different size by. And notice you don't have a font size for this because you're supposed to use styles. So you can make that.
So you can just pick whichever one. Yeah.
And so then you got that, and then you can add your image below it. Now I will tell you this: it's kind of a pain on styles because it automatically gives you the spacing below it because it's supposed to be in a paragraph, and so it automatically adds space below it for paragraphs and that sort of thing. But
I guess as long as you just use the same one,
yeah, exactly.
It would keep everything uniform.
Yeah, so if you use paragraph, that's a good one. Let's see, there's different kinds. There's all kinds of different ones in here that you might want to use. But the nice thing about these styles is that it keeps a consistent font throughout the site, so that the site has a good flow to it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll keep the same one for everything.
Yep, and so maybe I would maybe suggest the 3 or the 4. You know, that looks well. The 4 adds that crazy line. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, you got that. Size 3 is good, and then you could add your image, and then you could do the same thing over here. And if you actually had, for example, if you had this frying pan in another place, for example, in your new arrivals, you put the frying pan as a new arrival, but you also had it down here where you were putting information about frying pans. You could link from from this to the other page if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
And how you do that is you highlight this, and then you would click your link button. You see that one with the little chains?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. And then you just go to content, and then you go up here and you find. So we'll go back to the ring one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you could make it go to that page. So now this link will take you to the rings page. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that. It's nice because you can link inside the site pretty easily if you want to do that. Now, I will tell you this: if you have links, it automatically changes the text to orange, so that because they don't do underlines anymore.
Okay.
So that indicates.
That's just for me, though?
No, that's for everyone. They'll see it as orange.
Okay.
If you have a link anywhere on the page, it's going to show it as orange.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's just to indicate to people that, hey, this is a link. It's not just normal text. And it used to be that crazy looking blue and then underline. they don't do that anymore.
That's what I'm used to. Okay.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore for some reason. But anyway, so that's pretty much the all you really need to do. And if you wanted to create another page like the new arrivals page where you have kind of items one below another. Let's see what. Yes, we want to know. Yes, we didn't want to save that change. Okay. Let's see. What was that page type? Make sure we document that information. Oops. Yeah. So it was it was articles. It was not the read time nested. It was just the nested articles. Okay. So it's that one there. It's the pretty simple one. Now let's look at the page we created here had the left navigation for within the inventory page, which is good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good, and that's what that nested page was. So if you want to do that, now jewelry.
Is that something that's complicated as far as, like, let's say, okay, we got the column on the left. Once you go to the inventory, well, could you have the same type of thing when you click on the jewelry?
Yeah,
And
it
then it
automatically
has all
did.
the
Yeah, I
different
don't know if
types
you
of
noticed
jewelry.
that. It automatically did. See?
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so it opens like that. Yeah, so
Oh,
inventories.
and then under those pages, you would have your articles, which would
Yep.
be all the different stuff. Or whatever.
Yeah, so inventories. This inventory page has been set up with the left-hand rail and everything, and all the sub pages automatically follow suit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, except for the actual. Let's see, except for the pages underneath the here, because for some reason I think the two column page doesn't allow that. Doesn't allow room for
So
that.
the jewelry page was set up as a 2-column page.
Now the actual jewelry landing page is set up with the left navigation. The sub pages for rings and necklaces are set up as a 2-column page. And so if you were,
because I'd want to go back, go back to the new arrivals page and probably change those to the 2-column pages, because those sound like the easiest ones if they're like Word documents.
well, these are too. But if you want new arrivals, you probably want a list as opposed to a 2-column item. That way people can kind of scroll through. I mean, that's just my suggestion. You do what you want.
Yeah.
But that, this way, and let me show you one feature on here I'm not sure I did. But if you were to, for this item here, let's see. Oh, God, I'm sorry. You need not the, you want to, whenever you're doing an article, you want to go to the form because that's where all the content is.
Okay.
So instead of the page. Once you can actually make that item disappear from the list at a certain date. Say you just want to keep the new arrivals on for a week. You can make it, you can click here on the 18th, and you can make it go away on that date. It'll disappear from the list, and then once you log in the back end, this will be a red X, and so it will then disappear from that list, which is kind of a handy thing to do, because you can actually set things up in advance to show. So if you guys wanted to set some stuff up for Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that, but you could work on them in November and set them up, and then have them turn on, like the first week of December, and then turn off.
Like if you wanted to set up for Thanksgiving sale or holiday Christmas thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And then then the day New Year's it would turn off, and you could have something else pop up. Kind of a neat way to do it if you want to do it that way. It's I like this feature a lot. I actually use it on a personal site that I use quite a bit. Because it's a camp, and so I actually set it up daily. So everything expires at 6 a.m. the next morning, and then the new stuff for the new day shows up that day. So yeah, it's pretty neat. So
I was like a daily schedule sort of thing that pops up.
Yeah, exactly. So it shows what's going on that particular day. But I set it all up in advance, so that in fact, I set it up 3 weeks before the camp starts.
And then you're done probably.
During the camp.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. So anyway, so you have any more questions about it? It's just pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as I can, you said I'm going to be able to get a copy of this, I'll get this whole session.
Yep, I'll do that. It's probably looking at a half hour now, so it's probably going to be a little too big to email. I'll probably either have to put it on a video hosting page, or give you guys access to an FTP to pull it down, but I will be able to get it to you at some point. I'll just have to figure out the best method to do it, but you should be good. But all the instructions that I gave you, everything we talked about today are in that same document that I gave you guys earlier. It's exactly the same information. So you can change, I showed you how to change the image size and save and create another and all that kind of stuff. It's all, I
still have all that information. I just think when I screwed up and did something different and then wasn't able to figure out what I had done, that was
I understand. I understand. So, but yeah, just in the meantime, until because I have to convert this to an MP4, this talk.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. Save a little space.